Hyprop specialises in investing in upscale shopping centres, which account for 94% of its total investment property. It is planning a major revamp of its Rosebank Mall property and has a market cap of 18.7 billion rand, a yield of 5.3%. So how do you feel about Hyprop? Do you want to kick off this one, Paul?
Well, it's an interesting vehicle. It owns, as you say, all of these sort of top-end places like Rosebank Mall, Hyde Park Mall, Canal Walk in Cape Town. They've got the Glen in the south of Joburg, some other properties. I'm probably leaving out a few.
So following on from yesterday's story, you generally would see Paul Turan sitting at a Woolworths within these upmarket malls.
Exactly. I wouldn't want to go to anyone else's malls. Look, Rosebank, though, is an absolute dog's breakfast at the moment. I mean, I know it's close to home and we shouldn't talk about it too much, but, you know, that really needs a lot of work and they're putting a lot of money in there. I think it's well into the billions they're going to spend. And it's a reminder of how we've got great malls in this country, but, you know, they take a lot of work to keep in that kind of tip-top condition and they cost a lot of money to bring to that level. It's interesting to me because the management team has been a little bit low profile. Mike Rodell, you never heard from him. Peter Prinsloo, the current guy. They are tied up and are sort of to some extent in the circle of Redefine because Redefine owned 30, now it's about 20% of their units. But I think that could get traded away in the Fountainhead transaction perhaps, which means that Hyprop will be more sort of set out on its own course and it can decide where it wants to go.
Do you like the stock? Let's start there. Don't tell me hot or not. Do you like it?
I like the stock. 85% is regional or dominant shopping centres. Large market cap. I was speaking to a Canadian pension fund investor yesterday and they just said Hyprop is something that they'll just buy and hold comfortably. This will be one of the stocks that will attract foreign capital. I like the stock. Great assets, great management team, low cost of debt, good sustainable earnings growth.
Why have they chosen to not be visible? The management team you were chatting about?
I'm not sure. In a way, you'd say maybe they don't care about being visible, you know, in the newspapers. The people they've got to be visible to is like Kundai's friend, the Canadian investor, because those are the people that buy your units and that determine your overall pricing in the market.
Is it a fair criticism, Kundai? Are they visible to the right people?
Yeah, they are certainly visible to investors like ourselves, onshore and offshore. They've always been very good on disclosure, very clear on their strategy and very simple in how they go about their business. So hardcore property guys, simple guys, it's a great story.
So this is one to watch for the future.
Look, that global perspective though is very important. When the yield on these things goes down from 10 to 5 and the stocks all double in value, that's because this asset class has been included in the sort of investment grade opportunity on a global basis. So what we've got to remember here is we're dependent on that being still the scenario going forward. You know, if South Africa falls out of favor because it starts misbehaving in some way with regard to its external finances or its politics, this is a thing that could reverse. It's just a worthwhile point to make, I think.
Well, your response to the worthwhile point that Paul has just made, is it as worthwhile as he thinks?
I think he makes a fair point, and it's
not
okay to...
Not worthwhile, it's fair. You've been downgraded on your opinion.
Okay, let me be clear. I'll downgrade the point. And the reason why I say that is I think for the next 2 or 3 years, there will be a lot of money chasing yield. The South African bond market is one of the most liquid markets. I think there is a serious carry trade with the developed markets versus South Africa. Unless something massive happens, I do not see this reversing short term.
Hot or not, Paul, on Hyprop, now that you've been put in your place?
Too. Hot for me too. This one hot as well.
And Kundai, hot or not on Hyprop?
Very, very hot. It hasn't been this cheap in a long time. This is a great opportunity for someone short term and long term.